So hello guys, I am Harshdeep Kaushal. Welcome back to our channel. Today we have Hardik, who got placed in Microsoft recently. So पहले छोटा सा intro दे दो.
Hi guys, I'm Hardik Rajpal. I'm a student at IIT Bombay in CSE, and I studied in Hyderabad. And I had AIR 6 in JEE. They wanted me to say that.
Yeah, okay Hardik. So let's start with your coding journey. How you started that?
Right. So as soon as I joined the campus, I got into coding very quickly. I shouldn't say joined the campus because our batch was online. As soon as I came to college, I got into coding. I was mostly working on web dev projects. I was with DevCom over here, which is a community of developers. They build websites for students and everyone. So I was with them. I was mostly doing web dev and app dev. And yeah, I was very late to the competitive coding and DSA scene actually. I didn't start until 6 months before placements. Right. But yeah, that's my coding journey.
Okay, that's interesting. So did you done competitive programming or what is the current rating on any major platform?
Right. So I only did DSA and competitive programming in the last 6 months, and I only did lead code questions. So I don't remember my rank on lead code, but I think I've done over 400 questions on lead code, and I've made good notes about these and everything, which are available for a price.
Okay, so how do one prepare for DSA? What website do you suggest them?
I think lead code is pretty good. Lead code, if you go into the solution sections, you have all these people discussing solutions, answers to the questions like it's some sort of research paper. Some of these guys really go into details about all the methods you can use. Otherwise, I think YouTube has some good solutions. I should mention neetcode.io. Neetcode is a YouTube channel that discusses a lot of lead code problems in a very intuitive way.
Okay.
So that was very helpful. He has a lot of good visualizations. He also has a website, neetcode.io, where you have this sort of order in which you can solve the problems to build up on easy ones to get to more.
Is it for DSA or for competitive?
It's for DSA, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know where you draw the line between these two, but I think it's good enough for DSA.
Okay.
Yeah.
And specifically, if I talk about competitive programming, what will you suggest them?
I think most people go for code courses, although I didn't do much of that. So.
Okay. So, did you participated in hackathons, and why one should give hackathons on the first place?
Right. So I participated in I think two or three hackathons, but one real hackathon where we had to actually go to the place and write the code over there, and that was a lot of fun. I think one point could always be the experience of just going there. They give you a new problem statement, and you're there coding for 2 days continuously or one day continuously. And it's also nice to sort of come up with a solution as soon as you can and implement a very good working model of it. So that for that reason, I think hackathons are fun, especially if you're good with app dev and web dev. And if you get a rank in them, like you get a good position in them, they obviously make a difference on your resume.
Okay, so if suppose आप अगर किसी भी company का hackathon दे रहे हो, so is it a thing that if you perform well in that particular hackathon, like suppose Flipkart ने एक hackathon organize किया, or if you got top 5 or top 10, so is there anything that they offer you some PPO kind of stuff?
Yeah, I think so. So a lot of these hackathons organized by companies do have such offers.
Okay.
I'm not sure for which ranks they open that up to, but I know it's there.
Okay, so like hackathon was a individual thing or you participated in groups?
Oh, sometimes they're teams. They have both teams and individual ones.
Okay, and how you participated there? Like, is it in team or?
Yeah, so the one I went to was in a team of 4 people.
Okay.
4 people, and yeah, this was organized at one of the local colleges. This wasn't a company-backed hackathon,
Okay.
but that was still fun. So they gave us like 6 problem statements. We had to pick one and implement an app for it.
Okay.
And yeah, I get lots of fun because you get to. I do wish that I interacted more because when we were there to win. So we were just there coding all the time. I wish I had made some new contacts over there.
Yeah, that's great. So now I think the hot question which everybody is waiting to listen. So how was your interview experience and what was the structure of the interview? डर लग रहा था क्या?
Right. So the interviews, I had my first round of interviews on day 1 of placements, as it's called over here. And डर लग रहा था. But I was also sort of relaxed for each interview because I had my name in like sufficient number of shortlists, which is like 5 or 6. So I was like, okay, day 1 doesn't work out, we always have day 2. So I was sort of relaxed about it in that idea and in that sense. And my first interview went really bad actually. I was in the hostel that they have allocated for the interviews, and there was a power cut. My laptop was low on battery, and the network on my mobile was really bad. So I had to actually give them my coding solution via the chat on MS Teams, which was a very fun experience. Somehow they let me through to the second round even after that. And the second round was also very relaxed. My interviewer kept giving me a question and he kept giving me some modifications to it, and I kept updating my code to meet his modifications. And here's a story I always tell with this key. After each modification, he would ask me, so how confident are you that your answer is correct on a scale of 0 to 100? And I always used to say 80, 90. And he asked me why. And I said, because if it was 100, the interview would be over, right? So at the end of the interview, he asked me, do you have any questions for me? And I said, yeah, on a scale of 0 to 100, how confident are you that I am getting the job? Yeah.
Okay, and what's the structure of the interview? Like, is there any, like you mentioned, you are in the rounds. So, what is the structure and like in a proper way?
Right. So I think they always start with DSA. If you get through the DSA round confidently, then they move on to discussing some of your projects weekly. And they're also sometimes, I think towards the last round, they're interested in your motivation for the job.
Okay.
Like, are you just doing this because you don't have any other options, or are you actually interested in the software development field? Yeah.
Okay. So, what topic they ask in your interview? Like, what topic priority wise they ask?
I think any topic can show up. Like all DSA topics are equally valid.
Is it true that sometimes they ask very easy questions which normally people neglect?
In my experience, the questions are medium level. I wouldn't say easy, because easy is like even someone who's not done DSA can get it. But I think the medium to hard level. But it's not like very hard, those really hard lead code DP questions that people write research papers or the solutions about. They usually don't go for questions like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So talking about the project, so can you share any interesting projects that you have done while preparing for placements?
Right. I think one of my most interesting projects, which I did early on, not particularly for placements, was that I wrote a library in C++ to animate graph data structures.
Okay.
So the library provided an interface for you to write, graphs, nodes, edges, all that, and you could animate whatever changes you were making to the graph in real time. And so yeah, that was a very fun project because it used stuff like sockets. It was using a JavaScript library for rendering this, rendering the animation, and yeah, I had a bunch of interconversion methods between graph formats. Yeah.
So what is the role of projects in your interview? Like,
Oh, I think they help to fill up your resume, right? Otherwise, you don't have anything there. So they show that you do have coding experience. You've worked on large code bases, even if they're just your own. And I think that makes a difference. You've built something.
you mean projects are an integral part for preparing for placements?
Yeah.
Okay. So how, according to you, how many projects one should have in their portfolio to show the interviewer?
Oh, right. I think you should have what, 10 to 20 good projects.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how many you have? Yeah.
I think I had around 15.
Okay. Okay.
Because again, you want to create a bunch of different resumes for data science, software, depending on whatever roles you're interested in. I guess for software, 15 or 10 is enough. But for other fields as well, you'll add the other 10.
So is there any written test which you have to give for the placements?
I think they have those usual coding tests. Not a lot of companies come for written or theory tests. Some quant companies do, but mostly it's coding tests.
So what they ask in that test, and whether it's easy or hard?
Oh, coding tests are mostly DSA. The theory tests that quant companies take, they have a bunch of OS questions. Those guys are very particular about OS and computer architecture. I remember before the Graviton interview, so like a dozen of us were waiting outside the room to get called for our Graviton interview. And everyone was talking about branch prediction because as soon as you went in, they would ask you about branch prediction and you come out. And when I went in, my interviewer said to me, can you tell me something about branch? And then he said something else like branch. I don't remember what he said, but it was not branch prediction. But I was almost laughing. Yeah, he almost said branch prediction.
Yeah. So after knowing that you are selected for the interview, do you have this mental stress, or how do you like?
No, it's a relief. I don't think there's stress. It's a relief key. Oh, I got through the coding round because I'm usually very confident about my communication skills in an interview. So I'm like, if I get an interview, I'm probably getting in, unless they ask me something I have no idea about.
Yeah. That's the strongest point you have.
Yeah. So I was very comfortable with the idea of the interviewer.
How many of students got placement in specifically Microsoft or any fan companies from your batch?
Right. I think around 10 in Microsoft. There must be more in Google and other companies, but Microsoft is around 10. Yeah.
So, is there any ratio like which you can give? How many placed in the tech industry, or how many go into the quant side or the?
I don't have an idea. I think you might be able to look at the report. They generally put out a report for this stuff.
Okay. So, what resources do you refer to while preparing for placements?
Right. So to prepare for placements, I only had to look at DSA, and for that again, I just use lead code and neat code, and any other solutions.
Any book which you want to mention?
No, no. So I think I mostly use my notes from the lectures.
Okay.
I didn't use any. Yeah. So you have these specific books for subjects. Like for databases, you have the famous DB book by Professor Sudarshan. He's at IIT Bombay. Yeah. And yeah, for networks, I was mostly just looking definitions of online, reading Wikipedia pages of all the protocols and everything. Yeah, no other books that I used in particular.
Okay.
Oh, wait. There is this one book called The Competitive Programmer's Handbook. I think that has a very good collection of topics that you can go through one at a time.
Okay. So, what internship will be beneficial for students, whether it's in research or in product, and
So-
what you have gone through?
Right, right. So if you want to go into the job, into the industry, so to speak, obviously the company internship will be better. You'll get some hands-on web development work and working on source control with multiple people. And I think you also have some continuous integration and deployment stuff that you can get in touch with. So yeah, company interns are helpful for that. Research interns, you should also try to get a taste of that if that's possible, just so you can decide better which one is better suited for you. I didn't have any research interns. I had two company interns, and I enjoyed both. I enjoyed the first one. The second one was okay, all right. Yeah, the first one was in web dev, and the second one was with a quant company, right? Fairly enjoyable. And I'm doing a research BTP now to make up for the internship absence. Yeah.
So, according to you, what they focus more upon while looking for any candidate? What they focus more on, whether it's their internship experience or the skill set they have or the project they have done? What is the priority thing which they focus more upon?
I think it's a bit of everything. Mostly they're looking for problem solving skills because I think coding is something that anybody can pick up
Yeah.
if they have an understanding of how programming languages work in a general sense. And I think that statement is very tautological. But yeah, coding is not something that's very difficult to pick up. Mostly they're looking for problem solving skills. And DSA is sort of a proxy for that problem solving skills. In much a similar way that maths, physics, chemistry were a proxy for sincerity and your ability to retain knowledge during JE.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of people, there's actually a lot of debate about this. Once you get the job, you're not really using DSA, are you?
Yeah.
And all the late code questions are littered with comments like these. There'll be comments like, I remember the first day of my job where I used a three-dimensional DP to solve the problem they gave me. But the point is, it's a proxy for problem solving, so that's why you need to be good at it.
Makes sense. So, for a person who is new to coding in BTech, so what are the steps you suggest him to follow if he is starting from scratch? Like if he is in the first year of college.
Oh, right. If he wants to go into the industry, then probably get some good projects on your resume, like web dev, app dev. Probably also some low-level stuff. I think my resume was really lacking in that. If you could get some projects with proper C++, huge projects with C++, that would be great. And you obviously need DSA and all that stuff for preparation as well. I think 6 months is good enough for DSA preparation.
Okay.
But you need to do it carefully, not just, इस 6 months के पहले दिन किया और फिर 6 months के आखिरी दिन किया. Yeah.
So I think it is also very important, like maintaining the path,
Yeah.
like practicing daily.
Yeah, yeah.
Like you should have it should put questions daily.
Yeah, yeah. Because if you even skip it for like 1 day or 2 days, which happened to me during the placement season, there were some weeks where I had a lot of coursework and I couldn't get back to lead code. When I went back to it the next week, it was a lot harder again.
Yeah.
So you have to maintain that continuity.
Okay. So is there any advice for students who wants to make a resume? Because people find this much very stressful thing to make a resume which stands out, because we all know that your resume got filtered by the software they use. So they may be used for keywords where they choose.
Yeah, I think that's the usual advice that people get. Use keywords, specify objective improvements that you made. Yeah. If you have a variety of projects, that good. And you should obviously tailor your resume to whatever job you're applying for. So don't give a resume with a lot of data science projects to a company that's open for a software role, right? Yeah.
So it means it's okay if I say that you make a different resume for different companies, specifically targeting them.
Yeah, maybe not companies, but roles at least. I have it for different roles. Yeah.
So do you have any participation into the quant side?
No, I've barely done anything reasonably worth appreciating in the quant. side.
Okay. So starting you're targeting tech side.
Yeah, mostly. I had a quant internship in my third year just to try it
Yeah.
out, but I think it's mostly, to me, it's mostly data science, and again, I'm not too interested in data science,
Okay.
so I've left that idea behind.
Yes.
I was briefly interested in writing programs that could sort of predict stock prices from news alerts or something, but then I never really got around to getting to them. Again, I'm always interested in the implementation side of it. Yeah.
So, any general advice which you want to give to the students, maybe who's starting, maybe he's in the first year or we have few months left for the preparation. So, any advice which you find maybe helpful for them to?
Oh, sure. So you need a lot of discipline to keep coming back to the problems day after day, week after week, and you need to be. See, you can't remember everything, so you need. That's why I prefer to have notes. I think that makes a lot of difference. I picked this thing up from my good friend Swam. He's in the math department here. And
Swam Chughe.
Swam Chughe, yeah.
I know him.
Yeah, you know him?
Yeah. He's my TA in the first year.
Okay.
109.
Oh, nice. Yeah, so Swam Chughe has this, he does a lot of math courses and he also studies a lot of math on his own. So he has this great habit of making notes for everything he studies. A lot of people will just go through the textbook, highlight stuff, barely make notes. It takes a lot of effort to make notes, you know, when you're putting things in your own words, putting in some diagrams there. So it takes a lot of effort, and I think it's well worth the effort, because that's actually what I did. So, you know, one day before the interview, we were talking about this. I went through my notes because I was like, everything I've done in the last 4 or 5 months, it's in this book. So I'll just go through this notebook of mine. And yeah, so that's something very helpful. You also need to take continuous breaks. I think that's important. So if you've been working for like 1, 2 hours, 3 hours, take a break.
Yeah.
Come back to it after you've been refreshed.
Okay, and what do you do for pastime? Like,
I listen to a lot of music in the 7th semester placement season, and I also went to the gym. That was something I started in May. Yeah, maybe you can see the difference. Comment below for any differences that you can spot.
Yeah, of course. So generally we have this notion that if somebody is like so much into studies, so he's not maintaining his health maybe.
Right.
Maybe he's not that.
So I was like this. In second year, I didn't remember things like, you know, drinking water or getting up from the seat, which is because it's not good to keep sitting down for long hours. But I started gymming in May, when I was in my third year internship, and it's really helpful. Like, you're just sort of very aware of your body and its needs, and you're always having water, always taking breaks, standing up in the middle of your work after 1 hour, 2 hours, you know. And yeah, music also helps a lot just to de-stress. I also spent a lot of time with my friends, I think.
Yeah.
So TV shows were a scarcity because TV shows take up a lot of time. But whenever I had to go for lunch or breakfast or dinner, I would spend time with my friends, talk with them about everything that was going on.
Any sports which you love to play?
Right, so I like playing basketball. I'm an amateur. I play it most of the time. I'm not that good at it. But yeah, you'll find me in the gym like every day.
That's wonderful. So one last question, since in the last year of your last time of the college.
Yeah.
So girlfriend Manali.
Oh no, I've never been into this stuff. I think I'm very picky. I think I think I fit into the set of most people that they prefer.
Okay. That's interesting insight. And so
I do want to advertise the biscuit that I told you about.
Yeah, you can tell
Right. So guys, this is arguably the best biscuit in town, Hobnobs by McVitie's. It has 0% maida and 36% oats, as you'll find. They come in choco chip and oat flavors, right? Only for 25 or 30 rupees. Best biscuit in town.
Maybe मेरे को पहले try करना चाहिए.
Oh yeah, please. We can do that. We can do that. I'm happy to open it up, and we'll watch his reaction in real time as he tries my acclaimed best biscuit in town.
Okay, let's try now. It's good.
The audience will note he said,
Yeah, it's good actually. So yeah, guys, please try to eat this biscuit. Maybe this will sharpen your brain. And yeah, so thank you Hardik for this insightful session, and I hope that the students will get benefit out of this. So guys, I'll link down his LinkedIn profile in the description. Please check and please follow him.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, and if you want, you can just put your questions in the comment section. Hopefully we'll try to answer your questions down, and if Hardik allows me to put his resume in the description, then I'll surely provide you that. So I have to ask first.
Oh yeah, I'm fine with it.
It's fine if I provide your resume to them.
It's fine.
Okay, that's great. So yeah, so like, comment, share, subscribe this video, and for the algorithm to work. And hope to see you in the next video. So bye bye for now.